And we will start with my informal get-together poetry reading with Margaret Duda.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm going to read a poem from my book that came out this summer. I Come from Immigrants, because it's about Christmas. And this was a Hungarian Christmas in the 40s. Hungarian angels trimmed our tree. Deep inside my dream, a bell tinkles, and I hear Mama say, Boldog Karácsony, wishing me a Merry Christmas. Wake up, little one. The angels trimmed our tree, and the baby Jesus brought your presents. I smell candles burning, coffee brewing, stuffed cabbage simmering. I grab my doll, and Mama carries me to the living room, where Papa waits with nut and poppy seed bigly to eat as Christmas carols stream from a Victrola. The nut rolls keep trouble away. The poppy seed brings prosperity. After I welcome baby Jesus in the creche, Papa helps me open the sliding glass doors to the front room, where Gloria and I find Christmas in the 40s. A huge evergreen fills a corner and spreads its fragrance as shiny bright glass ornaments of balls, pine cones, trees, angels, and wreaths reflect flickering candlelight on branches, draped with silver garlands and hung with candy canes, ribbon candy, and salon sucor, Hungarian candy flavored with fondant, wrapped in colored foil. They vie for space with walnuts Mama and I painted gold or silver. Papa pierced the top of each with a toothpick, to which Mama added a ribbon for hanging. At the peak, I find the tree topper, a circle of spun glass and white angel hair holds a gorgeous cardboard angel with golden wings. I sit down on the carpet and just stare at her, high in her cloud, and let Gloria enjoy the beauty that only angels could create. The wrapped presents baby Jesus brought fill the space beneath the tree, and I feel like I've gone to heaven. But that was long ago, before I realized Mama and Papa were angels. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Sterling?
Okay, I went down to get the mail today, or rather yesterday, and I saw a clump of tinsel, and that's what's inspired this poem. Just got to move it so I can read it. Vagabond tinsel. Tinsel along the driveway, haphazardly tossed like Mardi Gras beads by a demigod's hands, stretching like Apollo's divine digits as they reached out for Daphne, yet without the Olympian's luster and determination to capture beauty. Winds tossle thin strands, silver, red, green, and gold, blowing them down the highway like gilded tumbleweed branches, light, airy, brilliant, bold, till drenched by sudden showers, whence the soggy Yuletide ceases to mimic festive strands of icy rainbows.
Excellent. I like that. And before you start, Joshua, let me say this to everyone. Some of the members of our community have asked about closed captioning because we have people who are hearing impaired or completely deaf who are greatly benefited by being able to read the poems instead of just trying to hear them. So if any of you have the ability to get your poem up on screen, I have set screen sharing so you can, any of you who want or will, can share your screen and put your poem up so we can read it as you read it. Okay, Joshua. You're muted, Joshua.
Okay, well, I do that except I'm on my phone and I'm in the car. I wasn't able to get home in time, but I really wanted to attend. So sorry about that. Um, anyway, so I think I'd like to read my poem Arlington. This is a true story about my experience visiting Arlington National Cemetery back in my 20s. Arlington. Vast fields of graves in grass arrayed. How many times had taps been played? How many families lost their heads? How many sons left empty beds? They gave their lives to save my land, each by an officer's command. And yet myself, what had I done to be my country's worthy son? The image never went away. The grid of gravestones here to stay, in ranks and files, neatly lined, still marks a lattice in my mind.
Excellent. We don't often get formed or formal and rhymed poetry submitted to Verse Virtual, so it's nice when we can get something that carries a good rhyme and rhythm to it. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I actually don't do free verse very well. I need that structure in order to write a good poem.
We should talk.
Sounds good, let's.
Mary Ann, you're up next. Make sure you unmute.
Yeah, I think I'm good now. Gosh, I went to high school in Arlington, so that was interesting to listen to and have family at Arlington Cemetery. So anyway, happy solstice, everybody. And I've got a solstice poem. On the shortest day, I wait to rise with the sun. I'll start over. I wait to rise with the sun as I had read till 3 a.m. this morning. Understand these long hours of dark will soon give back light, a little more each day, and make my heart wake. Winter is too long and hard, but light, oh, the early morning light. And I am ready to savor each chickadee tweet, jump out of bed, keep spinning with the universe. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm a night owl, and so I love winter. The longest nights make me just happy as can be.
You don't live in Wisconsin, Jim.
It's true, I don't. I don't
That
live
may make a difference. Okay.
I don't live in snow for a reason. I had a choice. Okay, next up we have Hetty. Go ahead and unmute. Hetty, you're still muted.
I thought, okay, so I will share screen and read a poem related to Christmas. Just a second, how am I going to do this? Share screen, okay. Okay, can you see the screen?
We can.
Okay, so the poem is titled, Why do you think I keep sparkling twigs after the holidays? A touch of sparkle remains on the green skin of my rubber plants. Over cacti spiraling spines, a glitter only visible by candlelight, the way a subtle touch of glamour appears on a shoulder, a breast, or a cheekbone. I brush twigs with glue, sprinkle them with silver dust, and insert them into my plant's foliage, where they'd remain for a while longer, a reminder not to submit to the illusion or a way of holding onto it. Our Christmas was spent in so many houses, different faces and smiles long gone, surrounded an ever-changing tree. An artificial tree in Heliopolis, a smaller one in Beirut, a tall one in Athens, a real fir tree in Brussels, a spruce in Kalamazoo. In our friends' homes, each ornament told a memorable story, while we kept starting ours from scratch. Could one envision a cemetery of discarded trees buried with memories of loved ones? You can still see sparkling twigs in my planters, some from the last family visit, a wink or a poetic license to withdraw from linear time. Each silver speck would take me back to Heliopolis. Year after year, we'd build our crash with brown paper splattered with ink and mercurochrome. In lieu of snowflakes, a shimmering mixture of flour, starch, and water covered the tiled roofs of the small cardboard houses my mom made. A light bulb glowed through windows in a purple halo. Thank you.
Fun memories. And I like that idea of using the sparkle on the twigs and branches and then keeping them. That's cool.
Thank you.
All right. Michael, you were up to you.
Unmute, there we go. You're talking about night. We lived in Fairbanks for a year, so there you go. I'm going to read something, Ashley, that appeared in Virtual earlier this year, but when it came out, I had just had some surgery, so I really wasn't able to participate as a reader. So I'm going to read that now, called Notes on the Transitory Nature of Things. The valley groves are gone, and Coop still lives here. There are purple and blue wildflowers in a field behind the bankrupt strip mall down the road a piece. There are eucalyptus, thick with leaves that surround a broken down stable, thick with the noble ghosts of horses. Mostly Coop looks from his porch or a window as animals come out of hiding after chainsaws, short order cooks, and the sun have set down. Opossum, stray dog, a bobcat drifted far from its foothill. Coop has heard neighborhood houses clearing, moving van, drunken quarrel, gunshot, cursing and sobbing. Once he spotted a mountain lion and a bear cub on a moonlit stroll down his street. Unlikely allies in a world of hunger. What was Coop hungry for? His wife once asked him. He in turn asked the tool shed, the kitchen floor, the counters at the hardware store, but never received reply. Maybe he'll go hiking, lock the old place up and throw away the bills. Maybe home looks like a fox and a deer. Maybe a wood and a highway. Maybe Robert Frost's grave. Thank you.
Thank you. I love those images. Anita, you are next.
Thank you, Sterling. I didn't have a chance to screen share my material, so I'm going to valiantly try to read it. And it's a little bit of an experimental piece. It's what's known as a choreo poem. So it's got music and verse, and it's called Bread October. Let me know. Bread October 7th. And it's in two voices. One is a village in Gaza, and one is in a kibbutz in southern Israel. Okay, so a choreo poem in voices of two cities. Beit Lahia is a city in northern Gaza. Kfar Aza is an Israeli kibbutz close to Gaza. Kfar. You know what? Maybe I'll just change to Gaza, Israel. I'll call Gaza and kibbutz. Gaza. Sorry. Kfar, Israel. Locked here in a room with my girlfriend. We eat bread, the soft braided Sabbath kind. It rises inside us like a fortress. Gaza. Roaring birds tear up the skies, aiming for human prey. I feel already the hunger that will come. I must find bread before it is too late. The bakery doors are barred. Bread erased by scuffles and ghosts of want. I return home with chicken, cucumbers, and half-dead avocados. No bread. Kibbutz. What is happening, Mommy? Where are you? Gaza. The rockets are flying the other way. No one can believe that our men penetrated the body of Israel, destroyed and took people away. When will they come after us? Before the Israeli revenge, before the darkness and the shooting, hosannas, I will slip out to the store again for some bread. Kibbutz. They're shouting outside and shooting. A car beeps all the time. I don't understand what's going on. Mommy, they're outside my apartment. Gaza. I am afraid. Kibbutz. We are afraid. Kibbutz. Our mouths move in the sealed space of breads and hungers for olive, grape orchards, bicycle pathways, watermelons, and cucumbers. Falling into fleshy shrubs, we belong here, singing to each other. Kibbutz. Mommy, they're inside. Shots are fired. Grenade. Pin pulled. Try one, try two, three. The bread is ready. He swaddles the warmth, the girl. Bitter autumn sun explodes everything in its way, but the terrified flower behind the dead seed, lying still under the bed, waiting to come up. Gaza. The bombs finally fall. A sliced home displays its secrets of computer monitor, oil lamp, onions, bed springs as roadkill. I see the flash of an explosion. That means I'm alive. To keep cratering words in underground fields, row upon row of barley and wheat gods where I belong. I return home to my angelfish. Chamber bursts. I drop him in the garbage and slice the last of the bread. And the inspiration came from an opinion article authored by the Palestinian poet Hossab Abu Toha. And I could put him in the chat. He had trouble getting out of Gaza. He was beaten up a bit, and then his contacts in the journalist world got him out, and so he's now, I don't know, Egypt, or I think he was back to the States. And some national papers gave me some other concrete information.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next up, Nancy.
Hi, everyone. Let's see, I had no idea what I was gonna read. Try to pull up my poem. Sorry, I had trouble last time too. Well, I'm sorry, that's not working for me right now. I'm gonna read a poem called An Infamous Winter. An infamous winter, the kind where a foot skates, then breaks through a crust so thick it bites back. I leave and return home in the jaundiced pallor of dim light and see the deer. They come starving, trim the ornamental arborvitae and rug junipers. Their tracks lead back into the hemlocks where they stand huddled, ripped by canines of wind. It is a killing cold. One such night I forgot the imposition of the cold, the need to pull on layer upon layer, or the deep Arctic ache of frozen feet, ridiculously wrapped in skeins of wool and artificial fleece. I hoist the trash bag, look up, and am confronted by a tie-dyed, swirling purple and green abalone, by pointillist stars pinned to a backdrop of spin art sky. The evidence of my eyes wins, and with it certitude that grace is real as the aurora before me. The thaw will come, and the deer and I will see the spring. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, I will share my screen. That wasn't what I intended, but let's see. Okay, you should be able to see Measuring My World. And it's a point of view poem. Scientists gave us relativity, mass, and energy equations, light years. Is that like dog years? If I were an ant, I would state distance in ant years, defined as how far an ant can travel through medium tall Bermuda grass in 1 year. Measure and record the universe from lawn to porch to kitchen, a system, a galaxy, a bang. My scurrying and worrying, colossal to me, unnoticed by the poet gazing in the late night grass.
Beautiful.
Okay, we are now halfway into the hour that I had planned. So if you would like to read a second poem, that is good. And I would be happy to hear it. I'm assuming the rest of you would too. Just be conscious of how long a poem you choose to read so that we don't run too far past 5:30 my time, because that's dinner. So, Margaret, would you like to read again? Everyone is still muted.
Of course. All right, I'll try one. I don't think this will be, I hope this won't be too long. A mother's courage. What gave you the courage to leave a foster mother who loved you and cross an ocean on a grand ship to come to a mother you never met? What gave you the courage to leave a cruel stepfather and become a governess before you even spoke English? What gave you the courage to marry a man you met on a Hungarian dinner dance cruise and start a new life together? What gave you the courage to get pregnant and give birth to me after you lost one baby and feared losing another? What gave you the courage, with only 6 years of schooling, to take me to a library every week and teach me to love books as you did? What gave you the courage to listen when my 3rd grade teacher told you I had to go to a place called college to make sure you saved for my tuition? What gave you the courage to clean houses after Papa's heart attack, then decide you could do better and open a small Hungarian restaurant? What gave you the courage, after reading my first short story, to buy me a used manual typewriter and tell me to follow my heart? What gave you the courage to see that writing made me happy, was the reason I was put on earth, and give me the chances you never had?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Sterling?
Okay. I made a mistake, I guess. couple days after Black Friday, I went to the store, and it was still madness because they had extended sales. But there was one image I was left with, and that was all these people, and many of them who didn't look like they needed them, in these electronic shopping carts. And that's what this was based on. Supermarket chariots. Senior citizens crawl into scooters that move across linoleum floors like electronic linebackers as they crash into cereal boxes, knock over cylinders of Quaker Oats, and scrape past plastic soda six-packs that would have vibrated as shrilly as glass glockenspiel bars crafted from a Waterford crystal set of bells. Like enraged Roman charioteers, the octogenarian shoppers lash invisible whips at children searching for candy, blocking aisles, all the while envisioning themselves as Golden Age gladiators, 21st century Ben-Hurs, racing for laurel garlands bequeathed upon those who master quantum 2-for-1 bargains, lay rubber en route to cashiers. Thanks for listening.
I love it. Thank you. Joshua. Unmute.
Yes,
Good.
I'd like to read another one. This one is called Younger Selves. It's a science fiction poem based on childhood imaginative play. I saw Back to the Future and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when I was a kid, and both captivated my imagination with the time travel aspect. Anyway, so I decided to write this one from the perspective of my future self as I imagined. All right. Younger selves. I have you leaning up against my side, our boys and girls around us on the couch. Below the window, watching from outside, our younger selves, age 12, crawl up and crouch. The boy and girl each took a time machine, the dial set to travel here today. We met below that window, saw this scene, and learned that you would be my wife someday. The woman here whose head leans next to mine was also she who you'd grow up to be. Our older selves thus showed the clearest sign. No need to ask you, will you marry me? Back home, they'll seek each other out and meet. And here we are, the circle's now complete.
I like it. Good
Thanks.
point. You won. I
Thanks.
wanted to say, Joshua, because
Yeah.
of my own playing around with poetry.
Yeah,
If
call
you
me
were
Josh.
if you were to take a poem like that one and break the lines, don't rewrite it at all, just break the lines in different places
Yeah.
to take away the end rhymes and the visual formality to it.
Uh-huh.
See what it does to that in terms of making it look like and feel like free verse.
Interesting thoughts.
I have a poem in particular that I want to share with you outside of this meeting that I initially wrote in formal metric verse.
Yeah.
Wrote as a totally free verse poem, and finally did exactly what I suggested to you. I took it out of visually being formal and metrical and just relineated it. And it looks like and sort of reads like free verse, but it is the exact same formal metrical poem. So we'll touch base because I think there's a lot of fun that can be had with that.
Yeah, how do you want to meet? Just after this meeting when everybody's gone, or?
We'll set up a time when you and I could just grab a Zoom meeting, just the two of us, and then we can play with it back and forth.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay, we are back to Mary Ann.
I've been thinking about my father a lot lately, and this poem is titled Pie. On his last Thanksgiving, this planet anyway, the old man was asked about pies. Do you want pumpkin, apple, or cherry? He knew what might be, quite possibly, the only right answer: yes. His children liked to retell the story, knew their father was smart in the ways of gratitude, understood the joy of receiving and gifting. Thanksgiving every day. My dear sweet father, I really miss him.
Yeah, especially holidays. So many good memories of
Yeah.
loved ones at holiday time. Working as a nurse for 40 plus years, one of the things that I learned early on, especially being in ICU, was how absolutely traumatic holidays can be for people who lose family during the period of November, December, and into January. Um, it's hard.
And a
And
lot of people get really depressed during these holidays, Jim. And when everyone else is trying to
yes,
celebrate and people are feeling really sad.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's something when you're sensitive to other people, you recognize that. It's kind of the same thing as if I'll be a tiny bit personal. When people talk about their spectacular, wonderful children and what a joy their children are, all 5 of my children have mental health issues of some significance, some of them much more than others. And if I were to say that raising my 5 children has been hell, I would be accurate in saying that. And so I look at that and I go, what did I do or not do that I can't
Oh,
have those memories? And the answer is absolutely nothing, because life is what it is.
yeah.
So we look forward, we remember what few good times we can find.
Yeah. I like thinking about pie and just, yes.
All right, Hetty, remember to unmute.
Yes, and I did it this time, so I'm gonna share.
Yay.
And I have a poem about the solstice, and it is, I only will say that it's surrealistic. So it's titled Under the Waterfall. It all began on a summer solstice dawn. The sun disappeared in a fiery sky of molten marigolds and blood flowers tainting misty waterfalls all the way to the Swan Cove. And the startled swans wandered around mounds of featherless flesh lying pell-mell, sleeping forms with sparse down crowning their heads, a burnt umber field of sepia limbs sprouting from broken shells. Their strange, acrid smell terrified them. Flapping their immaculate wings, they kept bathing in the purifying waters, came back to the inert bodies in maddened circles, biting their own tails amidst the dormant newborns. Had they heard of Andersen's tales, they'd wonder why they were all cursed at once with ugly little ducklings, unaware they were witnessing the origin of the human race. And I forgot to say, since I am printing it, it was published by Diod, and it is in my book Under Brushstrokes.
Very good.
So I will stop share. Yes, because when we're supposed to mention the first place of publication, and the former poem that I've read was published in Live Encounters.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Michael.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick up on the energy of Sterling's Sterling poem. I'm going to read something with a little bit of a comic element to it. And let's get the screen share going here. Poem ending with a Barry Humphries quote. You think you're the Ong Lee character who hears a melody from a barking dog. A dog is still a dog. A dial tone presages the movie full of dread and technology. You think you like to watch your ex-therapist girlfriend crush karaoke with some crows and a beatbox. But the answer is only an answer if the right question has been posed. And a toy ship can hold just as many ghosts as the Titanic. If you see children through the window, if you smell freshly cut pears, if you hear plaintive violin strings in the wind-blown curtain, and still your point is illegibility, then your days are paragraphs of dust. Do you laugh at yourself? Because if not, my friend, you're missing the joke of the century.
Fun. If you'll leave that up for just a
Oh,
minute.
I'm sorry. Yeah, hang
That's
on. Let me.
okay.
Yeah, it was a quick draw on that one there. There you go.
You did an excellent job being quick draw. I was going to tell you something that I was taught recently that makes a difference in poems that span more than one page. If you go up to the left of your ribbon bar and change that from print layout to web layout, it takes away the page breaks. So you have a continuous scroll. And if
Yeah,
your
okay.
poem is more than one page, it will just roll
Right.
seamlessly.
Right.
Just an FYI.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I like to share when I get little tips like that.
Appreciate it.
That brings us back to Anita.
So the first poem I read was from Cultural Daily, just to give them a plug about the kibbutz and the Gaza choreo poem. The second one is not published, and I'm going to take a chance with you guys. And we're talking about, the things we have to live with. So it's part of my series called the I Diaries. I. Monument to my eye. How you sang garage burnt siennas and evergreens into my windowsill until erased by grime and retinal leaking. Fog irradiated. You fought as hard as you could and died. Now I pass one eye back and forth like the old guy eye women. The black bear grows in my ear. Don't let me fall. Tight-lipped cracks around me give birth to evening stems and petals, stretching out in honeysuckle trance. My fingers stroke the granite memory, a keyboard of bodies, silent, where year after year I scatter blood poppies for my left eye. I reopen with the moonflowers, dance me across skies with swans, bulls, princesses that circle night flowers, knowing the flame is there, just facing another way over trillions of years. This 1 minute, this monument, all the light I remember.
Thank you. That is interesting. I'd be interested to see that in print and see
Next time on.
see how it looks on the page. You could
Looking, right, looking.
You could certainly put that in a submission to Verse Virtual. That brings us up to Nancy.
So I've been playing with my settings and I really just don't understand why it's not letting me share. Let me try one more time though. Okay, I'm just going to read.
Okay, thanks.
Invasive bittersweet. I wink my 1,000 yellow-rimmed and red eyes where I twist and climb, and from this rise thread my vines to see the roots that settlers spread. Their spawn more numerous than all the Wabanaki people of the dawn, who fished and trod this unceded land where I now snake-like mount this leafy stand, annex this tree and send my many offspring forth to ride the wind and clutch of beak, to soil rich in bone and shell, to glint and shine or dark and rough, the bands of rudderless waves that swell and tumble to possess the land. Why, may I ask, am I despised? I came from away, and far I've roamed. This is my way, a stranglehold on others' backs, to find the sun, to thrust my leaves toward blazing gold, to follow the imperative, the crucial need, disperse my seed. I'm only doing what others have done.
Very interesting. And I have one final poem to share. One of the things in my life that has kept me going is having music. And I do love music pretty much anytime, anywhere. That goes to share that screen. Okay, so you should be able to see Untrained Melody. I wrote this for a daughter of mine. Not every note is perfectly pitched, occasional words omitted. Verses tend to repeat themselves, ad hypnosium, ad frustratum, ad valium. I can't ask the singer to cease, when wrapped around each resounding refrain is a smile brighter than sun, wider than sea, full of innocent joy. I join the smile, remembering I used to sing this song. And so that carries us through about 17 after by my clock, which means if you would like, you can stick around for a bit. I'm going to invite everyone to unmute, and we can just visit like we were doing before we officially started this. And I will stop the recording here.